Alright, I guess I don't really know exactly where Zykes stopped with you guys. I'll tell you what happened when I showed up here. I guess, what was it? It was probably a couple hours in. Yeah, well, what? No, I did this. It was like right here, that's right. I showed up. How was that? Whatever. Zykes must have been estimating. Okay. I showed up right about here, slightly before the start of day 2. Uh, and we're just, the way it works out with our time zone, really well. So, uh, each day, literal day in Subterfuge is a literal day in our lives. So that's helpful. But when I get on, it was just before this guy promoted to a king. It was like right as the hire was happening. And I decided I would go general because there is a lieutenant up for next hire. So I'm thinking, we can do that. Um, the way I'm passing along my strategies to Zykes is right before the end of each day, I'm telling my allies, hey, here's what I'm thinking of doing. And they'll think, okay, that's his plan. And Zykes will see it, and Zykes will, what will Zykes do? Zykes will be able to interpret that and, learn a bit about my plans. So that's my way of transmitting information to Zykes. There was a little bit of issues here because he promoted that king. Some of these subs that were gonna win lost. So I had to send a few more, but I've cleaned all that. Why? That's weird. This thing's, yeah. I don't know why the recordings have been so glitchy. Ugh, things just disappear. Whatever. Verdum's been gone for 32 hours, so I expect he's gone. But the messages I've left, really just for Zykes is, hey, I don't think Verdum's coming back, so I'm just gonna clean him up. And I didn't mention the hiring the second lieutenant because there's also a navigator up for hire, and if Zykes would rather have a navigator, I don't want to restrict him to that. But lieutenant was my original thought. I'm assuming he told you our allies were Sub and Justin down here. And we're all working together on Verdum. Problems with Zykes. Okay. Zykes did a pretty good job, and whenever we came here, we had a real nice empire. Uh, yeah, this isn't really demilitarized, which, that's a give or take situation. Sub was kind of slow about responding anyway. Uh, he didn't say anything to NT Shaw right here. NT Shaw is threat number 1. He's got 4 factories right here along this generator border, if you count Enki as part of the border. And so that's just really not good. I would never leave that exposed, but he did that. And Shaw's been gone for almost 20 hours at this point, I think, so he might be gone. That's another thing I should mention. There's a lot of first-time players, and I would have been a little harsher on them. NT Shaw first time, Shemi first time, Sub first time. I think that might be it. But they're just all first-time players, and I don't like players that don't have a game under their belt. It's just kind of annoying. But, whatever. So, yeah, Zykes did pretty good. Nothing that really annoyed me. Nojo had the foolhardiness, I guess, to ask me which one of us was the murderer and which one was not that. I think he was referencing something. I don't understand references, really. So, what I thought of was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I would be the obvious Mr. Hyde. I think he was the evil guy. So that would be me. I'm Mr. Hyde, and Zykes is Dr. Jekyll, the nice guy. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'll tell you guys about that later if you feel like it. So yeah, it's right. I'm just recording this the night before, so technically, wow. Sykes told me it reset at 5, but if it's day 213, hold on. Day 213, that's 9 hours from right now. It's 9:30 right now. That's more like 6:30. Whatever. I'm not really gonna play in between then and now. Yeah, because I'm probably gonna go to bed pretty soon. And I've had to cut back on Subterfuge a little bit, actually, because I've been writing a research paper. But after this Saturday, I think my courses are on the downhill, and I'm going to be able to cruise it out, and I'll be able to spend it's 30 hours a week on Subterfuge again. Whatever, that's fake. So yeah, I should probably keep these videos short, because Googlebot always does a good job of keeping them short, and this is just on one day. So yeah, basically what I did was, I tried to secure some of the alliances around myself, making sure that, I kept good contact with Hera Wield here. I reached out to NT Shaw, but he hasn't been on since then. Yeah, and just trying to move myself into a more advantageous position, because where Zykes is at now, he's got a lot of bases, but his position isn't that good in terms of demilitarization, which is something I always go for. And what we've kind of had to do is just like, I have to trust his decisions and he has to trust mine, because he can't really put in any input on these days, and so it's up to me to decide what I'm gonna do. So it's kind of come down to, you kind of have to get what you get, and I'm not unhappy with what I got at all. He did good as far as expansion. I've just tried to iron out some diplomacy things to make sure our allies stick with us and there's no backstabbing and such. So yeah, that's how my day went. Hopefully, actually, I'll probably schedule a few more incursions in here. Salt Mine and Ruiz probably, cause that's still under my control now that I look at it. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm just NT Shaw. I don't know. He's kind of in the way, but his positioning on me. If it were me and not Zykes, I would have attacked Sub. Um, just because of uh, excuse me. Back here, there's a lot of factories right here. In fact, Tiberius and Mazu, and while Verdham isn't the worst thing, Adria's kind of making it a bit of a bottleneck there, and Sub just seems more accessible to me. But yeah. But I mean, if Verdum just leaves and then T Shaw just leaves, I suppose we'll just clean those guys up and hopefully like mine out to something. Yeah, I gotta stop talking because this video is way too long for just a day. See you guys later.